Hello everyone. So this is the team, so I'm tackling something which I've researched extensively upon. So this has been mentioned in the British Medical Journal as well as of 2025. So communication breakdowns is a pretty major problem facing between customers and clinicians and customers. So there's like a three-way communication breakdown. So without wasting much time, I'll start with the demo. So this is what I've come up with, AI healthcare assistant. As a student of data science, I've approached it using machine learning. So AI, I know it says AI, but the AI only puts what I tell it to on a template. So the machine learning part, the pre-processing part, the feature engineering part has been manually done by me. AI just outputs the results in plain English. So let's say a patient is sending something to a clinician, but they write it either in wrong grammar or maybe one or two lines, which is not very explainable. So let's say one of the messages that the patient sends is, "Hi, I've had tightness in my chest since this morning and it's not spreading." So what do you guys think this message would be categorized as? Is it a high risk, a low risk? Yeah, so let's say, yeah, it's pretty obvious that it's a high risk. So yeah, that's what it categorizes as. But let's now check this out. So the patient only asks the doctor or maybe the middleman who manages all of this that this is just an appointment reschedule. So what do you guys think this would be? Would this be high risk? Would this be low risk? Yeah. So I'm glad that you answered low risk because it's not. This is uncertain. So this is because the patient either wants to escape his diagnosis because they're scared, or maybe they don't know that it's scary and they are just taking it lightly. So this is the doctor's job to not tell the patient to escape this, or maybe not directly, but at least suggest that you should visit instead of doing whatever you're doing other than that. Then notes is something that is shared between doctors themselves, not between doctors and patients. So this is something which will summarize the notes in the order of timeline, so doctors don't have to waste time searching through that. So a small summary, key points, and this is the major thing, the timeline of what the diagnosis has been over the years or over the months. And there's not much time, so I can't go through that, so I'm just going to skip that. An explanation would be something that doctor sends to a patient, which is basically a medical jargon which the patient doesn't understand, gets frustrated, blames the doctor, which is not the doctor's fault, might be the patient's fault actually for blaming the doctor, but yeah, we can skip that. Yeah, so this is basically medical jargon. So as you can see, this will give you an AI score and the plain English version. So things like airflow obstruction consistent with COPD and all, this is going to explain that in simple English so even a dummy can understand. Then we move to the best part, which is chest pain. So since I don't have much time, I've already put in the inputs. So chest pain I've tackled because this is a really vast area. There is no data set available for this. You have to depend on expert opinion. So for example, I've put here male 18, past medical history none, family history no, smoking history no, current medications none, chest pain very minor, radiation none, duration seconds, onset gradual, triggers movement or twisting, associated symptoms none, and musculoskeletal. So if you assess this, this would show low risk. I know the time is gone, but just one more thing. Yeah, so this is very low risk. So score is 1. A score has been assigned. Yeah. Just the last thing. Score has been assigned according to me. I've manually assigned the scores based on the data available. Yeah. And
what data did you use for that?
The data that is available on the internet, yeah, so I forgot to thank people actually. So Professor James, you, Dr. Ann, Dr. Alwadi, and also Ryan from Catering Blue Arrow, he also suggested something form here. So yeah.
We make use of everybody at NHS Hack Day. Everybody
yeah, thank you. Yeah.
It's been great to explore lots of these areas over the weekend.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you say, actually I could make that work in the next 6 months?
Oh, you mean this particular kind of
Yeah,
project?
what could actually be used in the next 6 months?
So actually, Microsoft is already tackling something like this, where they are looking into patient data and how to categorize chest pain or whatever issue you're facing. Obviously, chest pain has a multiple number of symptoms. It could not be chest pain. It could be chest pain. But the thing is, first of all, AI. Obviously, you hear AI, you think no, this is not happening. Which is what is happening, which is not happening. So Microsoft is struggling with AI regulations.
So is there any part of yours that you can think would be developed?
Yeah. I can completely remove AI, develop it through neural networks if I have time and money.
Okay.
That's all.
He can make it happen.
Yeah.
Anybody?
With the reading age, how are you calculating that?
Oh yeah. So yeah. Thank you that he asked that, because I was going to show this and I couldn't. Yeah. So the age has been calculated based on male, female, intersex, or whatever your gender is. That's
The
what.
reading age calculation.
Wait,
that what
you're asking what age or?
The reading age. You
On
did
the
it.
explain.
You did an explainer. You did it. It said what is the reading age. I'm guessing you're using some kind of standardized data set that's doing that analysis for you.
Oh no! So the data set has been. There is no data set.
Okay.
I've like recorded things that are on the internet. For example, a
So how do
higher.
you work out the reading age?
On explain.
On explain it has a reading
Oh, okay,
age.
okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So are you talking about this?
Yes, it comes up with
One
a
second. Yeah,
reading
let
age.
me. Oh, you mean reading age as in child or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No,
How was that calculated?
so I mean that's for now it's hard coded, because obviously I don't have real patient data.
So you just put that in?
Yeah, I just put that in
It's not
so
actually
to
calculated.
show that.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
that's great.
that's all. Sorry
Do
about.
you want to ask the questions and stuff? No? No.
Who would be the user?
So the user for this would be either the hospital staff who is sending the message from patients to the clinicians, or I'm not sure how NHS works, if it's direct communication, but the user would not be the customer itself. Customer is just sending the message, and
How do they solve this problem now?
yeah, so they have not been able to. This is a problem right now. Microsoft and Epic are basically working into it.